Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing great. And in today's video, we are going to discuss Progression Test 2023 Paper 1. The first question over here says, tick to show which of these expressions is the number 87 million written in a standard form. In order to do that, we need to make sure that the number is between 8 and is between 1 and 10. So between 1 and 10, you're going to find that the only way to write this is 8.7. Then you multiply it by 10 to the power of. You're going to find in order to get this back, you need to multiply it by 10 to the power of 7. So 8.7 times 10 to the power of 7 is the correct answer. Complete the table of values for y equals x squared plus 4. So we need here to substitute x with -2. So -2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. While 1 squared is 1 plus 4 is 5. In this question, they are requesting from us to describe fully the enlargement that maps triangle ABC onto triangle XYZ. You're going to find over here that in order to do that, the first thing that you must write is the word enlargement. Mister, it is already written, by the way. Yes, I agree with you. You don't need to write it. But unfortunately, when they say to you, describe fully the transformation, sometimes you forget to write the type of transformation. That's why I want you to get used to writing the word enlargement, reflection, rotation, translation. I need you to write it all the time. Even if it's written over there, just get used to it so that you don't forget it when it is requested. So enlargement, scale, factor, what? Here it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So it became 8. So from 4, it became 8. So this is doubled. Scale factor 2. And center of enlargement. What is the center of enlargement? In order to do that, you need to connect the y with its old angle. So the y was actually the b in the original shape. So the y was the b. And you're going to find that the x was the a. So you connected the x with the a, you're going to find there. Do I need to connect the z with the c? If you would like to make sure that it is correct or not, yes, you can connect them, and you're going to find that they are going to also intersect over here. So this point of intersection of the new lines that you drew is 1, 3. So this is center 1, 3. Now we take the 2 marks. All right, let me erase the annotation. Here are 2 inequality symbols. Well, if you multiply by smaller than 1, the answer gets smaller, okay? So if you divide by smaller than 1, the answer gets bigger. If you divide small by big, definitely the answer is going to be less than 1. Less than 1 whole. So just imagine comparing it with 12.62. So it is definitely going to be smaller than 12.62 because small divided by big is definitely less than 1. In a game, a player either wins, draws, or loses. Gabriella plays the game. The probability that Gabriella wins is 0.55, and the probability that she draws is 0.15. Find the probability that Gabriella draws or loses. What is the loss? What is the probability of losing? Mr. Wins is 0.55 and draws is 0.15. The rest is the lose. So you add them up, you minus them, the answer from 1 is going to give you exactly 0.3. So this is the lose. 0.3 is the lose. Let's now reread the question. Find the probability that Gabriella draws or loses her next game. So draws or loses, that means addition. So it is 0.55, 0.15, this is the draw, 0.15, plus the loss, which is 0.3, equals 0.45. Simplifying this expression, it means that you divide. You can first factorize the numerator factorizing it this way. Then you simplify. Gives you 3x plus 1. Someone also just decides to divide this by 4 and divides this by 4, which gives also 3x plus 1. But you must divide both of them. 3x plus 1. The next term in this sequence, you should notice actually that these are the cube numbers. 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64. Then the next term is 5 cubed, which is 125, and the nth term is n cubed. In this question over here, it says 895 multiplied by 0.562, but you should read the question first, given that 8.95 times 5.62 equals 50.299. Mister, this one over here says 895 multiplied by 0.562. So 895 multiplied by 0.562, I moved the decimal point to the right once. But after that, twice, I moved it here twice to become a whole number, the 895. But then this one, I moved it once to the left. So as if you're saying, I moved the answer twice to the right, like what happened over here, but then I got it back once left. So it is 502.99. Or in other words, you can also say that this is the same as 50.2990. Why? Because I needed 4 decimal places in my answer, and they provided only 3 decimal places, which shows that the last digit here was a 0, but they eliminated it. So here you should also get back to this question. It's 895 multiplied by 562 after ignoring the decimal point, which is going to give you 502.990. Don't forget the 0 at the end of that. They eliminated. So right now I need 3 decimal places. So you put here 3 decimal places, 502.990 or just 99. The same answer. Both ways will work. All right. The next question here says to you 502.99 divided by 56.2. Okay. What happened over here is that if you noticed, if you need to get this into the 502.99, you will notice that this got multiplied as if you multiplied it by 10. And this one also as if you multiplied it by 10. So as if you're saying 8.95 times 56.2 equals 502.99, right? So now if I say to you 502.99 divided by 56.2 is going to give you 8.95. Again, all what I've done is that I said here that this, for it to become 502.99, it got multiplied by 10. So 502.99 divided by this is also got multiplied by 10. So 56.2 will give you the same answer over there, which is 8.95. Find the exterior angle of a regular polygon, of a regular pentagon. So the exterior, you should remember the exterior equals a 360 over n, which is the number of sides. So 360 over 5 is going to give you exactly 72 degrees. All right, let's continue here. Find the interior angle of a regular pentagon. I know that the exterior is 72. You should remember that interior plus exterior equals 180. I know that the exterior is 72, so the interior is 180 minus 72 equals 108. In order to find if a shape tessellates or not, check the exterior angle. If the exterior is a factor of 360, then it tessellates. If the exterior is not a factor of 360, then it doesn't tessellate. So let's check over here. Equilateral triangle. To find the exterior, it is 360 divided by the number of sides, as we said earlier. Exterior equals to 360 over n. So 360 over the number of sides, which is 3. 120 is a factor of 360. So yes, mister, it will tessellate. The regular pentagon, we have just done it over here, stating that it is 72 degrees, the exterior. Then you're going to find that 72 degrees is not a factor of 360. There is nothing that you multiply 72 by and it gives you 360. So it does not tessellate. Regular hexagons, you're going to find that one exterior angle, which is 360 divided by, you're going to find 360 divided by 6, will be equal to 60 degrees. This is the exterior angle of a regular hexagon. So you're going to find that it tessellates because the exterior is a factor of 360. Next, over here, they're saying to you, here are the marks from the physics test, and they're requesting from you to complete the back-to-back stem and leaf diagram of the physics. So we have just read the key, and we know that this key is actually the tens in the chemistry and the physics as well. So it is the tens place. So let's start. 64 would be here, but I need first to look at the 40s. Let's start from smallest to largest. So I got the 46, 42. You got also nothing and no other 40s in there. So you start with the smallest, then the largest. After that, we got the 60s, the 50s. The 50s I have here 55, 57, 55, and that's it. So it is 5, 5, 7. After that, you got the 60s. So you got 60, 64, 69, so 0, 4, 9. And we got also the 70s. You've got over here the 70s, 73, and the 71, which is 1 and then 3. And the last number is the 88. All right. So complete the back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. Done. Complete the table. The median of chemistry is going to be what? Median. Mister, we know that the chemistry are how many students? You're going to find that they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it is 11 plus 1 over 2 equals 12 divided by 2, which is 6. It is the sixth number. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, it is the sixth, which is 67. So the median is 67. Here they are requesting from you to compare. Explain, they say that you tick to show which subject has marks that have a greater spread. So they're requesting from you to compare both subjects through the spread. What is the meaning of a spread? Spread means it is more variable. Variable, we took this before, spread, greater spread, or greater variety. That means we are talking about the range. So the range, which subject has greater spread or a greater range or greater variation, it is definitely the physics. So physics, explain how you know using the appropriate values from this table in part B, because the range in physics 46 is greater than in chemistry, which is 33. They want from you here the speed per hour. So you're going to find here that in 1 hour exactly, it took 60 kilometers. So the distance was 60 kilometers per hour. Here, something happened to the 5. It became 2. So what did you multiply the 5 by? 5 got multiplied by something in order to become 2. So what did the 5 get multiplied by? To find the x, send the 5 over there, division, so equals 2 over 5. So this is what the 5 got multiplied by. Got multiplied by 2 over 5. And yes, if you try 5 times 2 over 5, it's going to give you 10 over 5, which is just 2. Do the same thing here, times 2 over 5. Will give you 40 over 5, which is 8. Multiplying it by 2 over 5 again, it's going to give you negative 20 over 5, which is negative 4. So here, I need to find this. So the nth term, let's continue with the last one. Multiplying it by 2 over 5 is going to give you 2n over 5, or over 5, or you can write 2 over 5n. Both are correct. What about this one, mister? The negative 1. What did I multiply the 2 over 5 by so that it gives me negative 1, as if you're saying to me, what times 2 over 5 gives me negative 1? Well, send a division over there. That what that you're looking for equals negative 1 divided by 2 over 5. Keep, change, flip. So negative 1 multiplied by 5 over 2, which is going to give you negative 5 over 2. So writing over here negative 5 over 2 is correct. Writing a negative 2.5 is also correct. Write down the class interval that contains the median speed. The median speed, I need to add 150 plus 1 over 2 gives you 25.5. 9, have you reached or passed the 25.5? Nope. Add to it 17 gives you 26. Have you reached or passed the 25.5? Yes. So the median lies in here, 30, 40. Draw a ring around the value that could be the range of the 50 speeds. Could be the range of the 50 speeds. Well, I get the largest, which is 70, minus the smallest, which is 20, equals 50. Approximately, we are estimating the range because actually we do not know which one is the largest. The largest is somewhere between 60 and 70, and the smallest is somewhere between 20 and 30. So we say it is 70 divided by 20, which is 50. It's approximately 50. You're going to find the closest is 48. When n is negative 1, 3 of these expressions have the same value. So you're going to find here 2 minus negative 1 squared is just 1, which is 1 whole. And the other 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, which is 3. And the other one, negative 1 squared, is 1. And this one, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, plus 5, which is also 1. N divided by 2, which is negative 1 over 2, is negative 1 over 2, plus 1 over 2 equals 0. So the three expressions that I have the same value is this, and this. Explain why angle x is 60 degrees. Give geometrical reasons in your answer. Well, you should notice over here that they told you that y and y are equal. So y equals what? It is 180 minus 60 is going to give you the value of these two together, right? Which needs to be divided by 2 to get only one y, only one of them. So this is going to be equal to what? 120 divided by 2, which is equal to 60 degrees. So now I know that y is 60 degrees. X is vertically opposite to y, which is equal to 60 as well. So x is 60, and now you explained it. You found that y is 60, and you told them that x is vertically opposite to y, which is 60. This is the most important thing, by the way. They are looking for this, vertically opposite. The equation of a line is 5x plus 2y equals 6. Find the gradient. To find the gradient and the y-intercept, you must make sure that y is the subject. So 2y equals 6 minus 5x. Now, dividing all of this by 2, so y equals 6 minus 5x over 2. The gradient is the coefficient of the x, which is negative 5 over 2. Or you can simplify, write negative 2.5. While the y-intercept is the other number, which is the constant over here, it is 6 over 2, which is just 3. Work out 1 and 5 over 6 plus 2 and 2 over 3 times 3 over 16. Give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So you must remember that we need to finish the multiplication first. But before that, I need to turn them all into improper fractions. So turning this into an improper fraction is going to give you exactly 11 over 6. Multiplying 6 by 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11 over 6, plus 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8 over 3, multiplied by 3 over 16. Mister, can I simplify before I multiply? This is what I always say to you. It's going to be much easier if you simplify, then you multiply. So dividing this, so here we need first to multiply these two, okay? So dividing this by 8 is 1, dividing this by 8 is 2, dividing this by 3 is 1, dividing this by 3 is 1. So the new question is 11 over 6 plus 1 over 2 equals what? Multiplying here by 3, multiplying here by 3 gives you 11 over 6 plus 3 over 6 is 14 over 6. Simplifying this is going to give you what? It's going to give you divided by 2. Divided by 2 is going to give you 7 over 3. But they want it as a mixed number, so you're going to find how many 3's are in 7? 2 3's, remainder 1. Naomi thinks of a number. She changes her number using this rule. Multiply by 3, then square, then add 4. Let's do it before we look at the choices. So multiplying by 3 gives me 3n. Then square, both of them get squared. Then add 4. You can do, if you look for that, you're not going to find it. And no, it is not this one. Because this one, only the n is squared. While this one here, the 3n must be squared. So no, it is not this one. Mister, we do not have another option. No, you do actually, because squaring both of them is going to give you 9n squared plus 4, which is this one. Mia thinks of a number, m. She changes her number using the rule 4 multiplied by m minus 5 all squared. Complete the rule for Mia's number. Her rule is, the first thing that happened to m is that she subtracted from it 5. So the rule is subtract 5. Then she squared the result. Then square the result. After that, and at the end, she multiplied everything by 4. Multiply by 4. Here is a circle with center C. Use a straight edge and compasses only to construct an inscribed square. Do not rub out your construction arcs and lines. So what I'm going to do over here is just to open this application. This is going to help me with the mathematics tools. Oh, sorry. Here you go. To construct a perpendicular bisector, first you must draw a diameter over here. And then you need to get the perpendicular bisector. So getting the perpendicular bisector, you need to open your compasses more than the half. So let me get this down a little bit. Here we go. So open your compasses more than the half. Here you go. You can make an arc up, and then you go down and you make another arc. You come over here and you do the same thing exactly. Let me just, and here you do also the same thing. These 2 points of intersection, you connect them with a ruler, you're going to find that you drew the perpendicular bisector of your line. After that, you find that you got from the 2 diameters of 4 touching points. Look at these 4 touching points. Connect them. This way. You make the square. Oh, mister, this doesn't look like a square. No, it actually does look like a square, but it's a little bit tilted. If you would like to make sure, look at that. It is a square. All right, let's get back to the questions. A straight line joins the points A, which is 2, 1. So here is the straight line that they want. Second. It has A, which is 2, 1. It has B, which is 8, 10. And then it has also C, which is 6, Y. And we agree here, this is the B, 8, 10. How did you know that C comes first? Look at the x-axis. A is 2, C is 6, B is 8. So what happens over here is that if you notice, we are jumping here in 2s from the 8 to the 6. Then I need another point actually from the 6 to the 4. Then also you go to the A from the 4 to the 2. All right, mister. But we still do not know what happened here with the Y. But you know right now that your line is divided into 3 sections. So this is 1/3, this is 1/3, this is 1/3, right? So noticing that you are jumping in thirds or the line is divided into 3 sections is going to help you a lot find about the Y. Because the 1 until the 10 is that the difference is 9, right? From the 1 until the 10, the difference is 9. So you're going to find that you're jumping every time. This is 1/3. So you're jumping in 3s for the Y. So the 9, I need the third of it. So 1 plus 3 is going to give you here a 4. Then you add another 3. It's going to give you the Y 7. Then you add another 3. It's going to give you the 10. So noticing or knowing that the line is divided into 3 sections, equal sections, is going to help you find the Y. Question 21. In this question, x is a whole number. Find the largest possible value. Well, if you notice over here, 27, if you put under it 27 over 26, yes, definitely it is greater than 26 over 27. And also if you put 27 over 25, it is going to be greater than 25 over 27. Any value that is smaller than 27 is going to work and is going to make this statement correct and true. But they want the largest possible value of x. So it is the 26 is the largest possible value. In this question, y is a whole number. Find the largest possible value of y. So if you notice over here, you're going to find that this is greater than y over 8. If you try 2 over 3, for example, you're going to find that yes, it is greater than 3 over 8, right? And if you notice also, because 2/3 is actually more than a half, 3 over 8 is actually less than a half. So this is still greater. But what else? If you even think before that about 2 over 1 or 2 over 2, it is still greater than 2 over 8. 2 over 1 is greater than 1 over 8. 2 over 4, which is the half exactly, is not greater. It is equal to 4 over 8. So you cannot take this one. You cannot take it. The largest possible value of y, you got 2 over 1, you got 2 over 2, you got 2 over 3. The largest possible value of y is just 3. Yuri and Chen are playing a game. They each have 4 cards numbered 1 to 4. They place the cards face down. Each child turns over one of his cards at random. The winner is the child who turns over the largest number. If they turn over the same number, then neither of them wins. Show that the probability that Yuri wins the game is 3 over 8. So let's do this in a table, thinking about it this way. Each one of them, let's say that this is Yuri and that this is Chen. So saying here that Yuri, that Chen, each one of them have these cards. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. If Yuri gets a 1, he's going to win only, he's never going to win actually. Because if Yuri gets 1, look at this here. If Chen gets 1 in this case, none of them wins. Chen gets 2, Yuri will lose. 3, Yuri will lose. 4, Yuri will lose. So Yuri will never win if he gets a 1. But if he gets a 2, he's gonna win in here, right? Yes. But if Chen wins, gets a 2 as well, no, Yuri doesn't win. If Chen gets a 3, Yuri doesn't win. If Chen gets a 4, Yuri doesn't win. If Yuri gets a 3 and Chen gets a 1, Yuri wins. And Chen gets a 2, Yuri wins. Chen gets a 3 or 4, Yuri doesn't win. If Yuri gets a 4 and Chen gets a 1, Yuri wins. Chen gets a 2, Yuri wins. Chen gets a 3, Yuri wins. Chen gets a 4, Yuri doesn't win. So you're going to find that the probability that Yuri wins is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is Yuri wins is 6. But 6 out of how many? You're going to find that the total options, the 4 by 4, is 16. Simplifying that, dividing it by 2 up and down, it is 3 over 8. This is how you show it. Here, in this example, here are some equations involving indices. 2 to the power of 3, all to the power of 2, which is actually 2 to the power of 6, divided by 2 to the power of negative 2, equals the 2 to the power of, we minus the powers, so it is 6 minus negative 2, which is going to be equal to what? 2 to the power of 8. So W is actually 8. The next one over here, it is negative 2. We add the powers. So it is negative 2 plus the power here is 1 plus x equals 12. So negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1 plus x equals 12. Getting the negative 1 to the other side, positive 1. So x is 13. The last question over here, they're saying to you that y plus y equals negative 16. You should notice and do it mentally that it's negative 8 plus -8, that gives you -16. But even if you don't notice that and you say 2y equals -16, and you send the 2 to the other side division, then you should notice that y is -8. Here is a rectangle. The area of the rectangle is 119 centimeters squared. The length of the shorter side is 5x plus 2. Write down an expression in terms of x for the length of the longer side. So the length of the longer side, L equals area divided by width. We know that area is length times width, but the length only is area divided by width. I know that the area is 119, so L equals, the expression for the length is 119 divided by the width, which is 5x plus 2. This is the expression. The longest side, which is L, they're saying to you that it is, of the rectangle, is 7 centimeters. Find the value of x. Well, this means that the longest side, which is 119 over 5x plus 2, we found earlier in question A, is equal to 7. To solve this equation, we agreed before that you cannot have 5x plus 2, or you cannot have x in the denominator. Sending it to the other side, multiplication. So 119 equals 7 multiplied by 5x plus 2, which is equal to 119 equals 35x plus 14. Sending the 14 to the other side, subtraction. So 35x equals 105. Dividing 105 by 35 is going to give you 3 exactly. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you in another video.